Hey guys, I hope that everybody had a really good Easter today. I had a nice day. I got up and I went to church with my boyfriend this morning. And then we looked around. It was kind of like an Easter egg hunt because we had to really look around for a restaurant. And it's crazy because I felt frustrated about it, but then part of me was like, the employees get to have off on Easter, and that's really amazing that restaurants are recognizing Easter because I don't feel like it was like that before. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but usually I feel like everybody's open or something during that holiday. So, not just Chick-fil-A, but other restaurants today were closed too. So, I hope those employees had a really nice day, lovely day with their families. You need it so much when you're working retail or in a restaurant environment or in a stressful environment. You need to be able to rest yourself. And so many people just never get to see their families because they work so much. So, there was that. We did end up at IHOP in a further place away from where we live, but that's okay because IHOP is open usually 24 hours a day, and I love IHOP. That has been my favorite restaurant ever since I was a little girl. I absolutely love their pancakes and their omelets and things like that. They have all kinds of breakfast food, so if you've never been there, definitely check that out. So we did that, and let's see, then we went to Walmart, picked up a couple of things I needed. We're working on trying to stay on a budget now so we can save some money. So in future videos, I'll be talking a little bit about that. But after we did that, we ended up coming home and just kind of chilling out, relaxing, and my boyfriend got to see his Easter basket, and my pets got to see their Easter baskets. Now, I filmed it, but my camera did something wrong where it actually flips the picture. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload it to show you guys or not, so I apologize about that. I did try to do that for you guys. But the dogs love their little baskets. Daisy stuck her little head down in her basket, her Easter basket, and was sniffing around. And she found her bone and she pulled it out, and she had grass hanging out the side of her mouth. It was so cute. And she jumped up on the couch, and then Charlie definitely loved his Easter basket. They both went for the treats first, of course. And then he played with his ice cream squeaky toy a while. My boyfriend really got a kick out of his Easter basket. I mean, he loved the nerds. He loves nerd candy so much, so I think he was surprised to see that in there. I would say his second favorite thing in that basket were the gel pens because he loves to color, and I think he was surprised that gel pens came from the Dollar Tree. He knew I did all this last night, and I'm just I gotta sneak in the house. I have some stuff for you, so he knew that what I spent on it, but he's fine with that, and I think that they all enjoyed their little gifts, and so after we did that, I had to make a run for the post office. I needed to mail something from Poshmark. So I went to the post office, and on my way back, I was just really thinking about my neighbors. And I want to speak a little bit about this before I get into this Bible study, the mini Bible study, and read you the Easter story. So normally I don't put anybody's personal info out there. I'm definitely not going to give any names or anything, but I do feel like it is time to ask for prayer for my neighbors. So if y'all would be willing to, people that are willing to pray, that are Christians, and that would take just a second of their time after this video to pray for my neighbor, I would appreciate it. And what she needs prayer for is that she has cancer, and it is terminal. And so she is going through a very difficult road right now. I know that if I were her as a woman, as a person, a human, I would be feeling fear and struggle. I know she's struggling and just really dealing with a lot, and I would like us to pray for peace and comfort for her. Not so much healing, because if the Lord's going to heal, He will move and He will do that, and that has happened before for some people. But at the same time, I think right now what she needs is comfort. So I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in that. And regardless of whether or not healing can occur, strength can occur, and comfort can occur. And also strength and comfort for her husband during this time. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. And I just think right now is when I've waited and waited about when is it an appropriate time to mention this on my YouTube channel. And I just feel like now is. You don't need a name to pray for somebody. You don't need to know where they live. If y'all could just put a word in for her, even if you're not a Christian, you just send positive thoughts her way. She needs them. She needs them right now. So, on my way back, I know the story is really long, I'm already at 4 minutes, so I gotta hurry it up. On my way back, I went by Bilo, I picked her up some flowers. There were some tulips, some red tulips. That's what they had there. I thought they were really pretty, so I got those. And I also picked up a pie. It's tough to know what to bring. It's tough to know what to bring in a situation like that. And I put a card with the stuff, and my boyfriend and I walked it over to them and wished the husband happy Easter, and he was very appreciative of the flowers and everything, so I think that meant a lot. So always remember too, with flowers, I don't think there's ever really, in my opinion, an inappropriate time to reach out to somebody and to give them flowers, because they're not just like an occasional thing. They mean love, basically, and they mean caring, and they mean strength. So we did that, and I felt good that I could at least do that. It's just like you can only do so much, you know? But, so, our church lesson today was on the Easter story. I know that's shocking, considering it's Easter, but I thought it was a really good sermon, and there were so many people there, y'all. It looked like, I know I put it on my Instagram. If y'all haven't seen a picture of my church, if you're interested in what it looked like, go to my Instagram, JennyLaura87. Go over there and check that picture out. It was so many people at my church. It looked like Target, like when they had a major sale, like Black Friday sale or something. So this is not going to be a long sermon today, because I think sometimes shorter is better, and the message is quite clear in this, and that is to have faith in the Lord that He can overcome everything. No matter what situation you are in, He's going to help you through it. He's going to draw near to you when you're weak, and He's going to help rebuild you and get you strong again if you lean on Him. I don't know if y'all remember my last Bible study, but it was talking about opening your hand. You have to drop what you're holding, your weight, and be willing to open your hand so that He can take it and help you through whatever ordeal, crisis, terminal health thing, whatever it is you're going through. So we're just going to read the Easter story, and after that, talk for a second, and then I'm going to let you guys go, because I know it's Sunday night, people are with their families, they're eating, they're having a good time, and they probably don't want to hang out on my YouTube channel for forever. So let's get started. It's John 20, 1 through 9. This is going to be longer. It's this little chapter right here. Early on Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. She ran and found Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved. She said, "They have taken the Lord's body out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put Him." Peter and the other disciple started out of the tomb. They were both running, but the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He stooped and looked in and saw the linens wrapped lying there, but he didn't go in. Then Simon Peter arrived and went inside. He also noticed the linens wrappings lying there, while the cloth that had covered Jesus' head was folded up and lying apart from the other wrappings. Then the disciple who had reached the tomb first also went in. He saw it and believed, for until they still hadn't understood the scriptures that said Jesus must rise from the dead. So, for until then, they still hadn't understood the scriptures that said Jesus must rise from the dead. So, they realized when they saw that Jesus rose from the dead. And that's us today too. I mean, we can hear about things, but our faith has to be so strong to believe certain things have happened. Even Jesus's followers questioned. Even His followers, sinned. They were just like us, and they witnessed a miracle. And this passage proves that Jesus did exactly what He said He was going to do, which is He died on the cross for our sins, and He put every ounce of weight onto Himself, onto that cross, and He bled and He cried, and He could have been rescued. He could have cried out and He could have said no more, and I truly believe that God would have stopped it, but He didn't do that, because He had mercy and He loved us even when we hated Him. And we put Him on a cross. We nailed His hands to a cross, and He still forgave us for that. And not only did He forgive us, when they put Him in the tomb after He had died, He rose. And I just think that, I don't know what else could be a symbol of strength or hope than a miracle like that. And his disciples like witnessed it. They rolled away the stone, and I mean, you think about this, guys. He's in a tomb and there's a stone blocking the door. I can hardly open the door as it is, much less roll a stone, you know what I'm saying? And Jesus never in the Bible did it state in one scripture that Jesus was a bodybuilder. Did I miss that chapter? I don't think that was there. He was busy preaching and baptizing and talking with people from different walks of life. And can I just say that I love that he did that? That I love that he spent time with people like me, people from the wrong side of the tracks, people that were considered underneath or below others. You know, we're talking like the prostitutes, you know. That's who he was hanging out with, and that's who he was ministering to, and that's who he was breaking bread with. How many people today do that? How many people today take time to not judge and to just break bread with somebody that they want to get to know as a person? Not the outside, they want to get to know their heart, you know? I don't know. I think so much, the more I learn, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to go off on a complete tangent, but I'm not going to do that. It's Easter. I just want to say I spent so much time when I was younger saying that I was not religious. That I was a Christian, but not religious. Now, if you say that, I have no judgment on that. It's a personal thing, and that's where I was at that time in my life. But when I found a good church, it all changed. And now that I've started doing these videos, I've become more focused on doing this. I've started learning from the Bible. I've started remembering things. And so now if somebody were to ask me about my religion, you know, I don't know if the first thing I would jump to would be something like I said before, because I have actual stuff I can say now. If they have questions or problems or they need like a verse to refer to, I know how to find that stuff. And I feel like I would be compelled to tell them something that I knew that could give them hope or put some pressure on the wound that they have inside of them. So I just want to inspire you guys to find a church if there's one in your area, and that if you feel led to do that, and not to give up, because lots of churches are different. There are lots of, you know, I've done this kind of video before, but there's lots of denominations that are completely different from each other, and you have to kind of find the one that fits your belief and that feels right for you. So that's all really I wanted to say about today. I mean, I could read you a bunch of verses, but I'm not going to do that, because the point is that Jesus died because he loved us, because he really loved us. And when you love somebody, you sacrifice, and he was the biggest sacrifice of anyone people have ever heard of. You know, I don't know a better representation than somebody that would do something like that, and that could have the option to get out of it, but they said, no, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through, because this has a purpose, and this has a point, and by people seeing me go through this, they're going to learn from that. Think about that too. Apply that to your life. If you're in a relationship and you're going through something really hard and you have to be really strong, remember your kids are watching you. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're struggling with alcoholism, or I'm trying to think, drugs, if you're addicted to drugs, just know, fight that hard fight. And even if you relapse, that's okay. You know, God still loves you. People still care about you. Don't give up on yourself just because you fall back and you feel like you failed, because no matter where you are in life, Jesus loves you, and people are watching you because they want to learn from you. And if you want to take a different path, help other people take it as well. So that's my message for today, guys. I appreciate you being with me. It means a lot, a lot, a lot. Remember the prayers for our next door neighbor tonight. I want her to sleep peacefully and have a good night after everything she's been going through. So I hope you have a good night, and I will see you soon. If you would like to see some of my Easter videos, I will post the link for those below for my playlist. Also, the information for my church and my live church will always be located below. If you would like to see my church live online, you will see exactly the same thing as I'm seeing. So a really, really good church. I don't get anything from it. There's no promo code. I'm not sponsored by the church to say this. I'm led to say this to you guys. So I just want to inspire people to check it out. And if you don't have a church, or if you're sick, or if you feel like you can't make it into church, then hang out on the sofa, put your feet up, get a cup of coffee, get your biscotti, get your computer, and turn on the live church and just watch it. And then maybe, you know, when you watch my videos, you could talk to me about some of the stuff you saw. I would love that. I would love to see posts below of people that watched it live. So I'm not ever going to pressure anybody to go into my religion. It's my personal religion, but I do want to minister by talking to you guys about why it's important to me. And sometimes when you hear somebody else's faith, you get interested and you realize, hey, it's not what I thought it was. I want to give it another look. So if anything else, I want to inspire you just to give it another look. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.